Hey everyone, the video you are about to watch is filled with gold. I sit down over Zoom and talk to my good friend Col Gray on his journey from going from 0 to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. He's got some amazing tips, there's some golden nuggets, and if you're someone that's trying to create content, to build an audience, to grow your channel on YouTube, this is a video, this is a man you need to listen to. Enjoy. I'm live today with the legendary Col Gray. Col is a friend of mine. We've been friends for a few years. He's a branding expert extraordinaire, legend, great guy, all-round good guy. And Col has had a really interesting journey recently with, or not recently, but over the last few years with his video. And so that's what he's going to talk about today. Col's gone from 0 to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is really exciting. And I've got some questions to ask him. You guys can jump in in the comments with questions. I've also got some questions that people over on Instagram have asked me to ask Col. Col, give us a little bit of insight into who you are, what you do, who you help, and all that fun stuff.
Okay, yeah, pretty much as you said, Gav. I'm a graphic designer. I have a design agency called Pixels Inc. and I specialize in logo design and kind of brand strategy and help businesses with that. But we do all the other bread and butter stuff like business cards and brochures and things like that as well. And pretty much over the past, long story short, 3-4 years ago, joined the same group that you're in, Content Marketing Academy, to start creating content to help my audience with basically share my knowledge of design to help other designers, or for my aim and purpose, it was to help business owners have more knowledge about design, because I knew from my own experiences that when business owners came to me, they really didn't have much of an idea of design, so they were relying on the designers helping them. But I know in all industries there are good people and there are bad people, and I felt that there were bad people who were using business owners' lack of knowledge and kind of using that to sort of fleece them of more money than they should have. So I felt that by arming clients with a bit more knowledge, they could be more prepared, and it would also be a much better journey for client and designer if you've got a bit more knowledge. It's a lot smoother, a lot less back and forth. And so I started by creating blogs, and I'm not a big fan of writing, but that was what content marketing was to me at the start. You got to start writing blogs. And then because I get on better with people, speaking to them, I decided, I'll give video a go, which was really scary because I don't like getting my photograph taken. So going on to video was it was so hard. Really.
So talk to me through that then. So there's probably a lot of people in this group that
I'm sure
no video is a thing that they have to do. But there's just something that holds them back. And like I was there, and what was holding me back was I was scared of getting in front of video. How do you go from from an emotional point of view, I picked up the camera and shot it, but how did you get over that fear, or not that necessarily that fear, but that weird thing that happens when you want to get in front of a camera?
Yeah, it sounds just so cliche to say just do it. You'll only do it if you kind of, and it's not a great phrase to use, but step off the cliff or step over the edge and just fall into it. And for me, the biggest struggle was I'm a graphic designer, and so I felt everything had to be perfect. Picture had to be perfect, graphics had to be perfect, because that's what people expected of me, if you're a graphic designer. So that it had to be the best that it could be, and I wasn't allowing myself to go into it in a way that I could say I will improve over time. I sucked at design when I started because I wasn't trained in it, and you know, you have to learn these things. So why is video any different? Why is writing a blog any different? And I think once I got to the point of just, you know, just do it. And I think another thing as well was, what would my, there was a certain amount of imposter syndrome in what would my peers think in the design world? Well, if I release this video about, you know, how to design a logo, and then one of the people that I look up to come and start and leave a comment saying, no, that's not how you do it. I was like, well, I can't deal with that. I can't deal with that kind of feedback. You know, everyone wants to fit in. And I just, you know, speaking to Chris at the Content Marketing Academy, and he was like, it's, you know, he said, if it's something like design and that, you know that there are things you have to do as part of a process. And if it's part of a process, it's not really right or wrong. It's whether people do it that way or they don't. So it's almost an opinion. This works for me and this works for my clients. And that was a bit of a breakthrough for me to be able to say, well, yeah, it might be different for others, but this is my experience. And off the back of that, I suppose another thing that might stop people doing it is I could and did say there are let's say 1,000 other graphic designers out there with YouTube channels. Who needs another graphic designer saying the same stuff? But the thing is, you'll say the same stuff, but you'll say it in a totally different way that will engage with a totally different audience, you know? And I quickly found that out.
100%.
That I had an audience who liked my style.
So with that, I guess one of the lessons there is you're creating content for your customers, not your peers. And that's a big downfall for me and lots of other video people that get into this content game is, there's always that little thing of, because maybe it's because a lot of your friends on Facebook are your peers, and the ads that you see on Facebook are all branding ads because that's what you visit. And so you kind of create this perception in your head that everyone around you is a branding expert or whatever it may be, and it makes you go, who am I to start creating this content?
Yeah, and you're like, why am I doing this to myself? Well,
I know.
Why am I putting myself through this struggle and this inner battle? And when you get it down to, well, I just want to help people. I want to help my business, because one of the, you know, and it can come down to money at the end of the day if you want to grow your business. So what's one of the best ways to grow your business? And that's to come across as an expert, as you know, and video was a good way for me to show that I know what I'm talking about, because people can look at my work and like my work, but it doesn't tell you what goes into creating that work. And as a designer, a large struggle for design people is getting people to value the skill that you have, because they only see the end result. And the end result could be a really simple looking piece of artwork. And to non-designers, the best thing that we get as professionals is, oh, I could have done that, but you didn't. And there's a reason you didn't do that. And let me explain why. And so I create videos saying, here's the process, here's the journey. It can take 6 weeks to get to this point, then we take it to this point. It's not, when the end result is there, the reason it looks like you can do it is because it's been done perfectly to your needs. It fits exactly what you want, and you just think you could have done it, but you couldn't. And so videos really helped me to get that across. And I think it helps. Interestingly for me, as much as I was targeting business owners, I'd say a huge part of my subscriber base are designers, younger designers.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't what I expected at all. I wasn't going out there to teach designers, but it then made sense. Well, there's new designers starting every day, and the information I'm teaching business owners is the basic design knowledge you need to start a design career.
100%.
So I've got this two sort of,
and that's really interesting, and it almost brings a potential benefit for the future, because you're building this audience. You've then got an audience there that you can tap in for in the future if you become someone that wants to teach other graphic designers how to run a graphic design agency,
or courses, you know,
or
YouTube market courses, and
and like even for you as your business grows, hiring people, you've got a pool of graphic designers there that have watched your stuff, you know who they are. Like the benefits of building your audience are endless.
It opens so many doors.
And I bet like you've been speaking on stages and people, I mean, you can't even really justify the ROI sometimes on just having that audience there and just having people watch your content.
Yeah.
Because you don't know who's watching. Like speaking to Roger yesterday, me and Cole, for those who don't know, we're at an event yesterday, and Roger Edwards, a friend of ours who's a speaker, was saying that he vlogged a conference that he spoke at, shared that vlog, and an event organizer in somewhere like Macedonia watched that vlog and booked him to speak over in Macedonia. And now he's speaking all over these kind of Eastern European countries from that one vlog, that one video. So that you kind of spoke about the emotional side then of creating. What were the kind of actionable steps that you took from being someone that wasn't creating video to obviously now you've got 10,000 subscribers? So you did the kind of 100 vlogs, 100 days challenge thing.
Yeah.
Had you done any video before that, or was that your first kind of entry point into video?
I'd not done, not that I can think of. I mean, I've probably recorded a video. I may have done a few Facebook Lives, to be honest, but nothing that was planned. Just because I don't like being on camera. So I had equipment that I could use. I had a DSLR camera, which I used to take photographs of work, you know, for my portfolio. And so I set that up and used that. Obviously watched videos and did some research on how to, you know, what's the best way to do it, how to upload stuff to YouTube, and just started. Just sat myself down. Well, I say I just started. But, you know, I think it took me, my first video was about 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes long on the channel, but I think it probably took me about 3 days to do that video. Just recording it, re-recording it. You learn skills as you go on, just like anything, but the perfectionism part of it was almost crippling to it. I had a full script which I had stuck below my camera, and I was reading, word for word reading the script. I used hairspray in my beard so it wouldn't move. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. But it was just that perfectionism thing, and I can't watch it now. It just makes me. It's like
the journey.
It is, and you can't delete these things. Never delete these things, because it not only helps you with your journey, but it shows people who are interested in your content. It shows them your journey as well, and they're like, "Wow, look at Call from." I think my first video was June 2016. Seems like such a long time ago now, but it's like, you know, 26, 27 months.
Yeah.
And I've done I've done at least one video every week since then. So I've got I think about 213 videos on my channel now.
Amazing.
113 proper videos if you remove the 100 days of vlogging challenge, which I know you'd probably recommend it as well, Gav, to get better in front of camera, because that's one of the things that will, you know, getting to the point of what we're talking about getting from zero to 100 subscribers is an achievement. It's a massive achievement for people. It's a massive achievement for me when it happened. You have to be engaging on camera. You have to be pretty good, not amazing, but you have to have a presence, you know, that people will be like, yeah, I think I want to follow this person, and, you know, keep in touch with the information they're delivering. I'll quickly say that audio is more important than the video. Video is pretty easy these days with smartphones and all the rest of it, because the quality is so good. But audio can be the tricky one, and people will forgive bad video, but they won't forgive the audio. So make sure that, you know, your audio is the best that it can be, because a lot of people might not even watch the video. They'll just listen whilst they're doing something else. Totally. So the audio is important. That's something I would always say, you know,
yeah, 100%. And then to add to that, if you're looking to strip the audio from your video and use that as a podcast, then it's vital.
It's even more important.
Yeah. So let's dive into some of the kind of tactical stuff then. First of all, let's say hello to Paul Motley, Matt Barry, Jordan, big up from Norfolk, Timothy, Cameron, great to see you guys. Thanks for saying hello. Cameron, we'll answer your question at the end. We're going to jump into people's questions at the end. But it's interesting to hear your story on getting started, Cole. Let's jump into some more of the tactical stuff, how you've kind of going from since you started and maybe getting a couple hundred subscribers and some views on your videos and a little bit more confident. When did you first go, right, time to grow this YouTube channel? And then what were some of the, or looking back now on that journey, what are some of the most, like maybe 2 or 3 most important things that people that are watching can take away and start implementing themselves?
Take it really seriously. Don't, I mean, you will anyway when you're starting a channel, but sometimes it can be, I want to start a channel and it's, you know, it's new and it's exciting and it's a bit fun, but you have to take it seriously. It has to be part of your weekly work. You need to log it in because, and I may say this a couple of times, you need to upload videos to YouTube consistently. You can't do one week, you know, one the next month, and then maybe 2 or 3 the next month, because when you build a subscriber base, they kind of want to see stuff from you. Don't think there are YouTubers who upload daily. There are, you know, 1 a day. There are YouTubers who upload 3 times a day. I personally do once a week, and that's enough for me. That's, you know, to balance everything else that I do. It also depends on what you're uploading. It may be that you need to create a lot of supporting materials, graphics and things, so that'll take time. Most people in the beginning will be doing it themselves, so you have to do everything. You're an editor, you're filming it, you've got to get the captions sorted and just everything. And I still do everything myself, but I'm kind of looking to speak to someone about potentially taking over the editing for me, because it's something I shouldn't really be doing myself. The content is the important thing, so I need to make that the best that it can be and get someone else to maybe do the editing side of it. So yeah, take it very seriously. You know, make it something that you're going to do consistently every week. Because I can tell you where I took 4 weeks off and I noticed a significant drop in subscribers, views, watch time, and that was just over 4 weeks. And then it only took a couple of weeks of doing a video every week again to bring it back up. So it doesn't take much. I mean, by all means, you can take a break. Don't subscriber number. What I should say, subscriber numbers are great. It's a great thing to have a big number of subscribers, because what that does is that tells other people that it might be worth subscribing to this channel because other people are subscribing too. But it's not the be all and end all of it. So don't, it's hard not to get fixated on subscribers. I know way up to the first 1,000, I was every day checking subscribers. Oh, we're nearly there, we're nearly there. And it can distract you a little bit from the content. One of the other things I noticed, which is a big thing about growing subscribers, is the choice, is the topic of the video. You need to really pay careful attention to the analytics of the videos and look at the most important time is the first sort of 48, 72 hours after you put that video up. That will give you an indication of how well that video generally will do. If it, you know, if you get a lot of viewers in the first 24, 48 hours, then it generally will do quite well.
So what are some of the things there then that people can, like, what are some of the things over the last couple of years that you've realized will push that first 48 hours? Research the topic of the video as much as you can. So, and it's quite easy to do. Just go into YouTube and start typing
what you want to do a video on. So I could say top 5 logo mistakes, and YouTube will show me how many videos, like, are there. You can also use Google. Oh, what's it? Google. I've got a window open here. I'm going to see if I can check where it is. Google. Because what it is, the Google has a thing where you can type in a topic and it will tell you over the last however many 28 days how many people have searched for that topic. And that gives you an idea then of Google Trends. That's what I was trying to find. So Google Trends, if you do a search for Google Trends and you type in what it is that you'd like to do a video on, then Google Trends will tell you whether that's worthwhile looking for.
So one of the things from this then, Col, is that's probably in the minds of people is this sounds like it's an awful lot of time that you're taking. So considering you're a business owner and you've got client work, and how do you manage to? I guess this is a two-pronged question. Is one, how do you manage to find the time, and two, I was going to ask the question, is it worth the time? But it obviously is, because you managed to find the time. So how do you manage to find the time to kind of get this content, this big behemoth of a thing, a YouTube channel? How do you find the time to make it work?
Sacrifice something. Everybody, I don't like saying wastes time, but there are times where you can free up. Like, so I said at the beginning, it took me 3 days to do that first video. That type of video now I could do in half an hour. I can do it in half an hour, just from quicker at editing, knowing what I need to do, and I could just do it. It's a very simple talking head piece, very minimal graphics. So, half an hour to an hour. That's film it, edit it, get it uploaded. So when you think about that, it's not a huge amount of time. The bigger ones, I tend to create what I need for those over a series of weeks. So I just say, right, okay, what am I going to need in this video? I'm going to need some graphics which explain what a combination logo is. So I need some examples of that. And I'll create those graphics, and then I'll have everything ready. So the week that I want to do that video, again, all I'm doing is I'm recording the headshot, I'll edit it, add the graphics in, and upload that. So that recording and editing for that type of one, maybe in total is a day with the graphics and stuff, but I spread that out. I don't leave all of that for the week. In the Content Marketing Academy, what also helps is we run 90-day challenges where you have to create a piece of content every single week. And the accountability of that, not wanting to fail the challenge, means that I always get that piece of content out. And Sunday at midnight is the deadline for the week. So we have the Sunday club where everyone's left it till the last possible moment to get it done. It's not the ideal way to do it because you're rushing content out there. But the funny thing for me is that some of my most successful videos are the ones that I've done as part of a Sunday club where I'm like, I've not done a video this week. I need to do something. And so I'll say, right, okay, here's a simple tool that I use, which helps me to choose typefaces. So I'll just do a screen grab showing people me using this tool and say, this helps me, and this shows this type of typeface and this font. I hope you find it useful, and upload it to YouTube. And those are sometimes the things that people are. I will still do some keyword research to see if people are looking for, help with fonts, help with colors. And I'll go, right, okay, well, I use this website, which really helps me create color palettes. Why don't I do a screen capture of me using it? And I've got a green screen now. You'll find that when you start YouTube, you'll want to have all the toys.
Oh, yeah.
There's a great thing that that Chris at CMA said is don't judge your beginning by someone else's middle. And
Love
so for someone starting YouTube, I'd be the middle. So you're starting, you're looking at my YouTube channel and going, oh, you know, he's cut himself out and he's in the bottom of the screen and you can't see anything behind him. It's just him. And, you know, it's like he's in the website and things like that. That takes time. Don't, you know, just take the time to learn the basic skills and what YouTube's about, and then start to add things in. You're not going to start off as a big multimedia company starting a YouTube channel. You might be, because you might be a business and you're like, we need to get into video. We want to start a YouTube channel. Great. If you've got a team of people, it's easier for you. You can set someone the job of doing the graphics, someone writes the script, someone's just editing, someone's just filming, you build a team. But that's still going to take work. You all need to learn that as well. But I do think there's something to be said. If you can do everything yourself, gives you a better understanding, so that when you do eventually hire someone or work with someone, it's a bit like what I'm doing with my channel. I'm teaching business owners about design because it will help me and help them when we're doing an actual project. Same.
I love that.
Yeah, if you know how to do editing, if you know about filming, if you know a little bit about audio and why it's important, when you hire someone to take over those elements, it'll be easier to plan your videos because you know a bit of the basics of what that's for.
Love that. When we just sorry, Cole, just to add to that is when I work with clients and manage their Facebook ads, a lot of the time I'll get them to go through my course first to learn the basics of Facebook ads, because it then means the conversation that we can have as a client and a partner is at a much higher level.
Yeah, you can move forward faster.
100%. Now, another thing that's quite noticeable about your YouTube channel, if I jump into your YouTube channel right now, and then once we've done this, I want to take the questions from Instagram and fire through those. So let me share my screen, because this is quite interesting to me. Let's see if my screen has shared.
I can't see it yet.
Well, that's not very good, is it? Oh, it's because I've not added it to the broadcast. There we go.
Oh, here we go. Looks like something's happening. Here we are. I can see it now.
Is it full screen?
I've got it sitting. Yeah. So yeah, I can see your full desktop.
Excellent. Great. Cool. So taking a look at your channel then here.
Yeah.
You can see that all of your videos look pretty much the same.
Yeah.
So talk to me
a reason for that.
Yeah, talk to me a little bit about that. Now, obviously, we're not all graphic designers, but I mean,
no. Again, don't judge. You know, that's the thing. Don't judge. I have an edge in that respect. You know, it's just one of those things. I'm quite lucky from that side of it. But when people are searching on YouTube or Google, because if you have a YouTube channel and you upload videos, there is a chance that your video will appear on page 1 of Google for results. And I've uploaded videos and they've appeared on page 1 of Google 10 minutes later for that search term. So it's powerful. You know, a lot of people don't understand that YouTube you don't just search inside YouTube for things. You can search just on a normal Google search page and your videos can show up on, you know, you don't have to click on the videos tab in the Google search. It will show up on that first page, which is great. Most people, if like me, who are viewing this stream, will see that you know, Gav shared his screen, but it's quite small on the screen that you're viewing it on. But I would hope that you can still actually read what most of my videos are about from the thumbnails, because I've got very minimal text, but I've made it as big as I can, because when you create your thumbnail, you'll be creating it quite big on your screen, but that's not how people see the thumbnails. People will be using their mobile phones, and they'll be scrolling down. And a big mistake that people make is they have text which is quite thin, or there's not much contrast, and it looks fine when it's big on your screen. But when it gets into the search or the suggested videos, you can't read it. And when people are looking, like anything, when people are searching, their attention span's quite short. So they will scroll until they find a video or see a video that answers what they're looking for. And the reason that a lot of my thumbnails look similar is that if someone likes one of my videos and they do another search, my thumbnails will instantly appear similar. So they'll go, oh, there's another one from Call. I like Call, I'm going to watch Calls. Or if it's, someone that I follow like Roberto Blake, oh, that's you can start to build a brand almost of thumbnails so that people don't even need to read the title. They'll search for what they're looking for and they'll see me, because I have me on every thumbnail. There's a picture of me on every single thumbnail. And so they'll see me and they'll just click on it because they know that they like the way that I deliver stuff. And it works. So thumbnails are key. You need to have good thumbnails.
So on my screen right now, I've got your most popular videos. You've got one here like 67,000 views, 40,000, 30,000.
Yeah.
What have you noticed, and there might not be an answer to this, have you noticed a trend between your top performing videos, like the ones that pop?
100%. I could tell you exactly the thing with that.
Knowledge bomb inbound.
Yeah, so the 5 basic types of logo, I think, is the one which is at 67,000 or something. That was the second video I ever did, which in a way is quite frustrating for me because I think I suck in that video. But the search term or the title of that video is obviously perfect for what people are looking for. They're searching for that term, and you will hit gold with some of your videos. And that's why doing the research is really important. Doing your keyword research. What are people actually searching for? Now you might find it difficult because it might be that there's a video out there which is like 3 million views. So it will be hard for you as a new YouTuber to rank near that because it's basic. That's taking up all of the Google juice. But what you can do is there are a couple of tools you can use, like TubeBuddy, and there's another one called Morning Fame. And what I might do is I might give Gav some links to that, and he can share it. Maybe add it to the description of the event page or something. But Morning Fame is my go-to thing because that has an analytics tool in it where I can type in a topic and it'll give me a score. It'll give me a score based on how many views I'm likely to get, how much reach it's likely to give me, how many subscribers are going to watch it, and how likely it's going to be engaging. Will people comment and leave questions? And to be honest, it's not let me down yet.
Wow.
To get to your question about can I see a difference? On that top video playlist, you'll notice that a lot of them are top 5, top 10, top this, top mistakes. People are always searching for those, and that's fine. But when I get back to what the core of my channel is about, it's about helping business owners. So generally my titles are based on questions that my clients ask me. So, what is Pantone? What is a JPEG? Seems very basic, but that's what business owners need to know. So the views on those ones, which are more aimed at my business audience, the views aren't great. But I'm willing to take that because I might get 200 views on a video, but I know that it's business owners, and there's a chance that that video may be the one that makes them contact me for help. So my YouTube channel is there as a funnel. I use the word funnel, but as a funnel to bring people to my door, to bring people to my website, to get them to contact me. The top 10, top 5 logo mistakes, those are the ones that other designers are watching. You know, top 5 logo mistakes. A business owner isn't looking for top 5 logo mistakes. They don't know what the mistakes are, and they're not creating it themselves. So that's not them. What they're asking for is, how much is a logo? How long does a logo take to design? Because they're thinking, you know, I need a logo, how much? So there's 2 different types of things. But the reason I created the top 5 and the top 10 is because sometimes you just want to do a video where you just want to have a bit of fun. And I want to tell people what my top 10 sci-fi logos were, you know, and they do give your channel a boost, and they also are the ones which will give you the most subscribers, you know. So the interesting thing for me is I have had clients spend 4-figure sums, high 4-figure sums, purely through watching a YouTube video and contacting me. So it does work. It's not every week, you know, it's been a couple. But the interesting thing is that the business owners tend not to subscribe to the channel. They don't subscribe.
This is really interesting, because I was listening to a thing from Brian Fanzo where he said it's just as important for him to create content for his customers, and he's a speaker, so his customers are the event organizers. So he has to create content for them, but it's also important for him to create content for the people that don't pay his bills, which is the people in the crowd of those audiences. And the reason that's important for him is because as a speaker, he can then go to these events and say, hey, look, I've got 10,000 followers, or I've got all these people following me,
becomes important. That's when it's, you know, you can say that the number's a bit of a vanity metric, but at the same time, it holds weight. There's 10,000. Like in my head, if I imagine all 10,000 of my subscribers were in one place, standing in front of me, that's a stadium.
Madness.
Which is just mind-blowing to think of that. And I think Brian's right as well. It also means that you're not only building recognition with a customer audience, you're building recognition with a wider audience. So someone may come along to an event that you speak at who isn't a target customer, but they're there for something else, but they still heard of you because they know, you know, stuff that you've done.
Huge.
And it's just, the numbers are great, but don't get fixated on them. They will come.
And Cole has gone. Cole has gone. Where's Cole gone?
I'm back.
You're back. That was what
it went
there?
3, 2, 1, and then signed me out, and then signed me back in again. So where did I get to?
You were talking about the numbers, and I think an interesting point to this that was going through my head is, it's good to have these big viral videos and things, but an interesting thing as well is, even just as a business and your process in the business, if a client comes to you and says, what's a Pantone or what's a PNG or whatever, just the ability to go, there's a video here on my YouTube channel with 10,000 subscribers.
Great. It's so good.
Yeah, massive.
It's so good to be able to do that. One of the funny things was one of the clients that came to me that hired me to create their logo, when they came to me, I got an email from them saying, hey, Carl, found you on YouTube, watched a ton of your videos. I like how you get your information across. I've learned a lot. Went to your website, looked at your logo service. I know how much you charge because I have pricing there. I know how much you charge. How can we get started? And that was the email. And I was like, this is amazing. I've never had this before. I've always had to kind of work for a job. I was like, I didn't have to do any work, but I did. I'd done 2 years of videos.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work. If I added up the time to create all of those videos to get that job, that's a lot of work, but it's done. And I think an important thing as well is my videos are what you would call evergreen. So the content won't date. It might date in the sense that some of the videos I talk about are how to use a specific application online. That application may update, or it may no longer be available. But the videos where I talk about color theory and typography and stuff, that's a basic element of design that will never go out of fashion. And an interesting thing is, I did one on how to convert Pantone colors to CMYK. That video didn't do very well to start with. Over the past month, I've started to notice I'm getting a ton of comments on that video. Oh, it's really useful. Thanks very much. So what's happening is, it's because it's evergreen, maybe a couple of people have watched it. YouTube's algorithm can see that people are finding it interesting, so it shares it more.
Yeah.
And more people start to view it, which means it then starts to appear more in people's, you know, people might be searching for Pantone or CMYK. My video is appearing at the side. That then gets people to watch my other videos, and that's where playlists come in. When you're creating videos, try to think of a way where you can create multiple, not just take a video and chop it up to make multiple videos, but maybe think of it like almost like a training course. So I've done one on color. So I talk about the color wheel, and then talk about RGB versus CMYK. And I think there's 6 videos in there, and the thumbnails all match so that people can see it's the next in the series. Because playlists are very important. Not many people will go to your YouTube homepage, like you showed everyone my homepage. Not many people will go there because that's like someone searching for your website specifically. Yep. So not many people will search for Pixels Inc. or Pixels Call or Call Grey. They'll be searching for the problem that they're looking for. So they'll most likely end up with a results, suggested videos, and they'll go in through that way. YouTube analytics will show you, it'll tell you what percentage are people watching your videos from YouTube suggesting it, what percentage are from search. And that's really interesting as well to go into. But again, that's over time. You learn all of these things. It can put you off starting a YouTube channel, maybe watching something like that. There's so much to do. All I would say is the only thing you have to do right now is put a camera in front of your face and hit record.
Boom.
That's what you have to think about right now.
And that's how you got started. Totally, and that's exactly how you got started. So I'm wary of time, and I know there's a lot of questions that have been asked. So let's lightning round these questions. I'm going to first of all do the ones from Instagram, and then there's a few comments in here. Okay. So let's make this quick. So Rad Coverdale, is he single?
I'll give you my number later, Ross.
Right. So most of them are literally just people saying how. Somebody said, how many people did he have to sleep with? It's funny.
Just Ross.
Yeah. Here's an interesting one. So if you are experiencing it, how are you managing the sudden pressure to produce engaging content?
That's a good one. There is pressure. I kind of feel right now that I'm 113 evergreen videos in, and I'm like, I'm running out of topics, but I could very easily go back and redo some of the early ones because my style has changed, and even the way I described doing something back then, I'm always learning as a designer, and the way I do things changes. So it may be, well, I used to do it like that, but I've now matured in the way that my process works, so I could do another video. And the good thing with YouTube is I can add in what's known as a card. So if someone watches the old one, I can have a card that comes up and say, hey, there's an updated version of this video. Click here, and they can go and watch a newer version. The best way, if it's a business-based website, the best way is to just listen to your customers. What are they saying to you? And just saying, right, I'm going to do a video on that. And don't worry too much about getting 1 million views on it and stuff. If you get 1 million views, great, but don't expect to make money off of YouTube in the early days. I'll be honest with you right now, I make about £62 a month from YouTube videos. It doesn't even really cover, an hour of my time if I was doing design work. So the money you get from AdSense on YouTube isn't,
But you can't focus on that. It's the jobs, it's the brand, which is you can't put money on. So here's another question. This is a kind of double-ended question. So what's one mistake that you see other creators making on YouTube? This is from Boostly UK. And what's your favorite failure since starting on YouTube. So what's one mistake that you see people make, and then what's one mistake that you have made?
One mistake is taking too long to say what you're actually going to talk about. Obviously, the video title will say what the video is about, but you get people that just preamble for quite some time. Another thing, which if a lot of people have like an intro, a flashy animated intro, it might only be 10 seconds long, but you need to think, if you're creating multiple videos and people want to watch multiple videos, they're going to have to watch that 10-second animated intro every time they press play on your video. That gets annoying. Just bin that. It's not necessary. It doesn't make you look any better. You know, you can maybe have it halfway through or something. I don't know. But I just find that what's called lower thirds, graphics at the bottom, if they're maybe a bit animated and stuff, that's cool. You know, it doesn't have to be flashy music and stuff. But if you want to do it, do it. But I just find that, I know for me, if I want to watch a series of videos from someone, and every time I've got to listen to them say, hey, I'm such and such, and this is my YouTube channel, and then it cuts to a 10-second animated intro. It's like, nah,
it's boring.
So I don't even say my name. I just have a lower thirds that comes up with my name, and I'm already, my videos start with, hey, today we're going to be talking about this. It will cover this, this, and this, and then go into it. Biggest failure? I don't know, because you can, the good thing with YouTube is you can edit out a lot of failures. I do have a blooper reel which I put up, you know, and that did quite well, because I think people like, you know, people look at your videos and go, "Wow, it's really good." They don't see the swearing and the things falling over and stuff. So it's good now and again to just collate all that stuff, make it a video, and upload it. It just lets people see that you're a real person and you make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. And I think that can sometimes help people just hit the record button, because they go, all right, you know what? I'm going to give this a go. So
take the negatives and turn them into positives.
Yeah, totally.
Sweet. So let's look at the comments here. How long have we been going for? 45 minutes. So let's wrap this up in the next 5. Cameron Young. Good to see you, Cameron. I've seen your setup in your office, but what camera do you use and what editing software?
Camera, I use a Canon G7X. I also use my iPhone every now and again. I am thinking of changing my camera, though, to be honest. You can't, when I talked about audio earlier, audio is important. The Canon G7X picture's great, but you can't plug in an external microphone, which sometimes is needed. And so I actually use the Canon G7X, and I use an old iPhone, and I record the audio on my iPhone. And then what I use is I use Adobe Premiere Pro for editing, and I just import the audio from the iPhone and the video from the G7X, and I sync them together. So I'm actually looking at getting a different camera now, where I can plug in an external thing. But, you know, like I say, just use your iPhone, use your Android, whatever.
Awesome.
It'll be good enough to start with.
G7X is a great camera. That was the
So if anyone's in the market for one, I'm selling one.
Jeremy Warner said, how important are the tags in your YouTube uploads?
They are important. You should use them. You'll hear different advice from different places. Some people say, oh, the tags don't count anymore. And the reason for that is if you use something like TubeBuddy will show you, once you've uploaded your video, it will show you the ranking for your tags. But those rankings are based on my YouTube search history. It's a weird one. So the tag may be showing as, you know, this will show in 3rd position in a search for that keyword, but it doesn't mean it will show in 3rd position for someone else. It just gives you an indication of doing that. If anything, your title is more important. Another tip is YouTube will read your thumbnail. If you've got text on it, it will read your thumbnail. Also, the file name of your, so if it was top 5 logo mistakes, my thumbnail will have on it top 5 logo mistakes, but the file, when I save it, will be top 5 logo mistakes.jpg. All of those are searchable by YouTube and Google. So it helps when people are searching for it. So for example, if you've done all that and someone else has a video called Top 5 Logo Mistakes and they've not got it on their thumbnail and they don't have it in that, you will have a benefit in terms of search. But tags are important as well.
Gold. One of the tools that I use, so you mentioned TubeBuddy there, I use a tool called vidIQ.
Yeah, I've used that as well.
Yeah, and TubeBuddy probably does the same thing, but what vidIQ does is it allows you to see the tags that other people are using on their videos.
TubeBuddy can as well. If you're on YouTube and you do a search, it will show you down the side, and you can compare your own videos as well, side by side. You can also do A/B testing, so you can have 2 different thumbnails uploaded, and it will show one to some people and another, and then you can say, that's performing a lot better, and you just remove the one that isn't working and use the thumbnail.
Wow. I did not know that. That is cool.
That's the full version of TubeBuddy. So that's about $50 a month. It's not cheap, you know, but if you're getting into YouTube and it's important to you to be getting those views and stuff, then, you know.
Wow, gold.
Well, if you start making 60 pounds a month, then, hey, that would cover my TubeBuddy subscription.
100%. So, love this, man. There's so much value here. Let's Ed asked the question, time management specifics, how you balance family, client work, YouTube stuff. We kind of already covered that, Ed, so I'm going to leave that. And the kind of answer to that was...
just don't watch an extra episode of Daredevil, or, you know, it is as simple as that, because I'm the world's worst procrastinator. I leave things to the last minute, and it's just the importance you put on it. If it's important to you, you'll do it. If it's not important, you'll put it off.
100%. And I think, like, I mean, I was certainly guilty of this in the early days of the business. Like, what's more valuable, creating an amazing YouTube video in an hour, or going out and meeting someone you don't know for a coffee that doesn't actually lead to anything anyway? So let's end it on this question then from Jason Auld, which is, how do you juggle making the content that fulfills you creatively with the content that you know is going to get you views?
I think I've kind of half covered that in that when I try to create content, I'm about to kind of make almost like yourself, Gav, where you kind of made it when you started doing the Scottish videos. That was more of a creative thing for you, and you know, and fun and stuff. I'm pretty sure towards the end it got more kind of, people are expecting this, so there was a pressure on you for it. For me, all of my videos up till now haven't really been from a creative side, I want to do this really creatively. It's very much been aimed at helping my audience. So there's been no creative stuff. But what I want to do now is I want to start introducing more creative stuff, where I want to go out of my office and go into my hometown, Dundee, and show people the creative stuff which is going on, like the new V&A Museum, the different creative groups, to show what gives me inspiration for my work, you know, what's happening in Dundee, and just start to mix in a little bit more of me, and, you know, kind of a bit more behind the scenes, because I want to, as Gav knows, I want to start delivering more workshops, and I want to do more speaking at events. And so to make myself more attractive, I suppose, to people looking for people to deliver workshops and speaking, I think I need to give a little bit more of myself in different environments and in different situations, and I'll find that way more creative. But those will probably be once a month. I'm not going to do one of those every week, and because I want to keep up the evergreen stuff, and the vlogging style will be more once a month, or maybe even once every 2 months, because they'll require a lot more editing, and I want those to be a bit more fun. So it's just, yeah, whatever's the most important to you at the start, just go all in on that until you feel your channel can survive. If you walked away for 4 weeks, people are still going to be searching for those videos, and they're still going to come in, you're still going to get comments, you know. The views might go down a little bit because you're not getting that bump of a new video. Every time you release a new video, you get a bump, because your subscribers are going, oh, new video, and they'll all watch it. But it's fine. You need to take a break. You will, because you'll burn yourself out. It's you know, it can take a lot of time in the early days. Gav knows this. It's, you know, it can be a real time suck. So,
100%.
So yeah, if you want to use it in a good way.
Early days of creating my videos, you're talking like all day filming, 5-6 hours editing.
Yeah.
Screw that.
It's crazy.
Screw that. Amazing. Cole, I could sit and chat about this stuff for
it's a big subject, Gav. It's
forever.
huge.
I know we said yesterday when we met up 15, 20 minutes.
I knew it was never going to happen.
but it's been gold. There's been knowledge bombs.
Yeah, I hope people find some of that useful. I have got stuff on my channel if you want to go check it out. I don't really talk about the YouTube journey, but I'll start adding that because I know it's useful and valuable. But there are lots of people, like there's a guy called Daryl Eves. His stuff is just gold. If you need to know about YouTube and tags and stuff, Daryl Eves is the man to listen to.
Totally. Well, Cole, give everyone and let everyone know that's listening on the podcast and watching where they can find you and watch your videos. I mean, Cole is an absolute genius when it comes to branding. So if you want to watch his videos from that perspective, or you want to watch his videos because you're interested in learning how to grow a channel, where can people find you, Cole?
Okay, so the obvious one is on YouTube. So it's youtube.com/Pixels Inc. PIXELSINK. I'll spell that because some people get that wrong. I think if you do a search for Pixels Inc., it comes up as well. My website's pixelsinc.com, and you can find me on Twitter at PixelsCall, and I believe I'm on. I don't really use Instagram, but I am there. So if you look for @PixelsCall on most of the socials, you'll find me on that.
Yeah, drop me a line and I will send you over any links that you need.
Yeah.
Amazing. Everyone that's been watching this live, you are absolute legends. I know most people will probably watch the replay and listen to the podcast that will go up in a couple of weeks' time, probably. Amazing. Cole, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
For watching. And yeah, Cole, do you want to end it with your strapline?
Yeah. Okay, folks, whatever you do when you're creating anything, for YouTube or whatever, just have a great time and stay creative.